wheatbrewing.com. Drink different. I'm Jeremy Greene of ESPN Radio, joined by Tommy Bradley, and this is the New Orleans Saints 2021 win-loss projection video from the Sportsocracy. Be sure to click the like and subscribe button so you'll know every time we go live, including every weekday morning at 9 a.m. for the Sportsocracy Morning Show. Tommy, this is a team that I have been famously low on all year. I refuse to believe that you lose a first ballot, no doubt, Hall of Famer quarterback in Drew Brees. Along with other pieces, you don't replace the weapons. You're going into a season with Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara as basically, which are high-level weapons.
Yeah.
But they're damn near the only weapons you have.
Exactly.
And you've got a quarterback that the last full season I saw him play through 30 interceptions. What say you on the New Orleans Saints?
I know you're definitely going to have some haters from Nolans with your record, and I think everyone was kind of with you on staff except for me. I think I might have been one of the highest on the Saints.
You were.
I just don't see the drop-off from the elite level team they were that was always in contention every year to being a 3 or 4 win team just because of Drew Brees. You saw them go 5-0 without him last year, and granted, they're not going to be as good. Like, you can't lose a first ballot Hall of Famer and still have the same productivity, have the same synchronicity that him and Sean Payton had with that offense. I think the main thing that you lost on defense, was Trey Hendrickson, who you said was one of the most overrated free agent pickups.
He was a cleanup guy.
With the deal that he had. I think if you put anyone opposite of Cameron Jordan, you're going to get some sacks. And they brought in Peyton Turner, a guy that you're high on. I don't know if you were as high on him as first round, but
no, that was a little too high for me. I mean, he killed it at the Senior Bowl, but I think that was a little too high. Right.
Personally, I had Pete Warner in the second. I thought was too high. I love Paulson Adebo from Stanford, good long corner. And then Hall of Famer, you can book it, Ian Book, one of Jeremy's all-time favorite players.
The Hall of Famer Ian Book. I'll answer that for you.
No.
No. But, so saying all that, I do think that, Jameis Winston, famous, I'm a Florida State guy, #no homer. I don't care how many crab legs he steals, how many W's he eats. I'm going to believe in him because I saw what he did at Florida State and taking my team to a championship. I know that his turnovers were insane his last year with the Bucs. However, he did throw for the most touchdowns as well, and I feel like after a year and a half of sitting behind Drew Brees, learning under Sean Payton and being in that system, I feel like he's going to come out and be a better quarterback for the time. Like he said, he turned down higher money starting jobs to go learn under that system. I'm interested to see how it pays off.
I do not believe he turned down starting jobs in the NFL. I don't buy it.
#fake news?
#fake news. I also look at this schedule and go, there's not a lot of wins here.
Yeah.
Let's just go through it. Are you going to beat the Packers week 1?
Negative.
Hold on.
No.
Are you going to go to Carolina and to New England and beat them there?
Don't believe so.
No.
Hey, then you get what? Then you get the Giants. That's a win.
Yep.
Then you go at the Washington football team, at Seattle, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Negative.
No.
Then you get there's a sweet little Falcons, Eagles. There's some wins in here. Don't get me wrong. I just see a massive regression to the mean coming from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I know what you said about the team regressing that much just because of Drew Brees. He was a 41-year-old quarterback, all of those things. Here's the thing. I don't disagree with any of that. The problem is that you're in such salary cap hell that holes pop up and you're not able to fill them. And so you're asking guys to do things that I don't necessarily think they can do. Plus, there is another big problem with this team that I think is going to rear its ugly head quickly. And the problem is that the beginning of your schedule is a lot nicer than the middle and end of your schedule.
Yeah.
You're really thin. So if you have a rash of injuries, this could be San Francisco, and this is what I think happens. You're going to ask guys to play so many snaps, so many downs because you were so up against the salary cap that you wind up playing guys that don't have business playing in the NFL.
Right.
And then I think you're going to get in the back half of that schedule and you're going to look at this team and just go, my God, they have regressed to such a point. And that's my fear with New Orleans.
And Jameis' first 4-interception game, he's going to hear it. He's going to hear how he's not Drew Brees.
100%.
He's going to hear how he's ruining Sean Payton's, credibility as an offensive play caller. they're going to have some growing pains to go through when you lose a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback that you've had for however 10 plus years. I mean, he's been there forever. He's been the epitome of consistency. So I just don't see that far of a drop off, but that's me looking at the team overall. And I think if you go game by game on the schedule, you can end up with them having 3 to 5 wins on the season.
I mean, you're the highest on the staff. You have them at 6-11.
Yeah.
You are the highest of anybody on this staff.
It's not like I gave them a glowing review for the year.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. They finished dead last in the division. And guess what? I agree with you. I have them 3-14 tied with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
I think this year is going to go ridiculously poorly for New Orleans. However, here's the bright, shiny day of that. With New Orleans being this bad, I actually think next year's quarterback class is a little better than a lot of other people do. Maybe I'm biased because we do work for a North Carolina affiliate, and I've seen a lot of Sam Howell, who committed to Florida State and then said, yeah, I'm still bitter as hell about that. But
bad decisions.
I do like – I think this is going to be a blip year. And it's not the first one the Saints have had. The year that Sean Payton was out for the Bounty Gate thing, every team comes to a screeching halt at some point.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not a screeching halt. Sometimes it's a slow trickle. With New Orleans, you kicked the can down the road so far on the salary cap that this was doomed to happen eventually. Yeah. I just think it happens this year. But I'm going to be honest with you. I still think Sean Payton's one of the best coaches in the league.
Yeah.
I still like pieces that you have. It's just going to be building through the draft down the line, adding depth pieces, replacing expensive guys with inexpensive rookies. And I think they're going to do that in very short order. I just think this is going to be an ugly year.
Yeah, and we do have to remember that we're not, we're talking about records here. We're not talking about these teams as a whole. So in other years, we might think these teams are capable of going 500, having some more wins than we have them for. We've got a lot of good teams in the NFC that we have with double-digit wins. I think coming up, we've got 3 teams in the NFC West that we all have with double-digit wins. So the losses have to come from somewhere. I mean, we've got a lot of good teams, and some of the teams that have been consistently in that range, we have to look at, who lost more pieces than other teams and where these wins are going to come from for these teams that we think are that class of the NFC. And unfortunately, some of those wins came from the Saints, the Falcons, some of these teams that have been perennially contenders in the NFC South.
It's New England Patrioting. Unfortunately, I think the New Orleans Saints are going to get got right as the New England Patriots do. For Tommy Bradley, I'm Jeremy Greene. This has been the Sportsocracy's 2021 win-loss projection for the New Orleans Saints. Be sure to click like and subscribe so you'll know every time we go live, including 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here from the Wicked Weed Studios with the Sportsocracy Morning Show. As always, we're brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different.